My wife just admitted she cheating on me and getting gonorrhea. Am I the a-hole if I wanted to leave? Original post. I, 27 male, have been married to my wife, 29 female, for 4 years, together for 8 years, and we have a toddler son. English is not my native language, so sorry for any errors. For context, around 6 or 7 months ago, I started struggling with some mental and medical problems that caused my libido to drop, to the point that we had a dead bedroom for 4 months. About 2 months ago, my wife asked me to open our marriage because she was frustrated and disappointed in our sex life. She had already started acting cold toward me before that. At that point, I was very stressed and anxious, so I easily agreed in order to save our marriage, and we came to some agreements. She seemed to go back to normal, and I felt relieved. A week ago, she suddenly wanted sex with me again, and I gently rejected her because I'm still working on improving my mental health. She exploded, and we had an argument, after which she left the house and went to stay with her sister. After 2 days, my son started asking about his mom. I felt awful because I had to lie to him. She didn't answer my calls or texts, so I tried contacting her sister, but she didn't respond either. On the 3rd day, my sister-in-law suddenly contacted me. When I picked up, she yelled at me, called me all kinds of names, and said I was the a-hole for letting my wife deal with STDs alone. I was frozen and said, "What?" She said she found some medications and medical records of my wife and then hung up. I now feel like a mess and heartbroken. After 3 days of thinking, it's not just that I feel she betrayed our agreement. It also scares me. Did she try to give me an STD too? I feel like our marriage is over, but our son is still very young, and I don't know what to do now. Please give me some advice. Now for the top comments before reading the updates. So you willingly opened your marriage? Or was it forced on you? Open marriage rarely works. You should have known better. Didn't you two even talk about STDs or pregnancy? Have any kind of plan? Everyone sucks here. The whole situation is a mess. And did she really try to give you an STD? That can be criminal in some places. I don't know. I don't feel uncomfortable with her sleeping around, but as long as we communicate about it. But I do feel it go too fast, and I should have been more skeptical about it. We have agreement that she need to make sure her partner clean and always use protection. And she insisted that I can trust her. She did say that if she gets pregnant, she would get abortion immediately. We have agreement that she need to make sure her partner clean. She lied here. Always use protection, and she insisted that I can trust her. She did say that if she gets pregnant, she would get abortion immediately. So you'd have to be a damn idiot to trust this. Time to talk to a lawyer. Yeah, I do feel like an idiot, and I think you are right. I always trust her because I loved her. But after this, I don't even know what I feel right now. I will think about a divorce after getting tested myself first. Thank you for your advice. I'm sorry, OP, but there are so many red flags, and none of those are coming from you. 1. While you have mental and medical problems and try to deal with them, your wife decides to open your marriage and go sleep around, instead of helping you get better and work on your marriage. Her sexual frustration is more important to her than your own health. That should have been your first and last clue that she is an awful person. 2. Your wife asks you to have sex, but your mental health hasn't been improving and you deny it, within good reasons in my opinion. She lashes out at you and leave you and the kid. 3. She doesn't call any of you for 2 days. I mean, your freaking son doesn't understand where his mom is, and she just doesn't care at all. 4. She found out she had an STD, and is probably the real reason she left to her sister's house. To me, this is the apogee of disrespect. Not only she probably didn't take enough protections, and clearly didn't care, while sleeping with other men, but she tried to have sex with you knowing there was a possibility she had STD? 5. You are here trying to figure out if you are an a-hole for not being concerned about something you didn't know anything about? Seriously? OP, you need to open your eyes, not just your marriage. Not the a-hole. I wouldn't hold it past her trying to give it to him and running away when that didn't work. Her acting like normal was an act. Mini update. I did the test. I'm healthy. My doctor still recommends a few more tests next week just to be sure. Now for the first update. To sum up, 6 months ago, I had some mental and medical problems that prevented me from having sex with my wife. She convinced me to agree to an open marriage, and she pursued it for 2 months. Then 2 weeks ago, she suddenly wanted to be intimate again, and when I refused, she got angry and left. I couldn't contact her for a whole week until her sister called, accusing me of having an affair and giving my wife STDs. I immediately went to the doctor, and it was confirmed that I didn't have any. I tried to contact her sister again, but I was blocked by her entire family. 2 days ago, she came home for the first time to visit our son, a toddler, whom she had abandoned with me for more than a week. We sat down and talked. She admitted that she had known the other person for 3 weeks before I even agreed to open the relationship. I asked her about the STDs that her sister mentioned, and her face turned pale. I had to press her several times until she admitted she had gonorrhea, and that the other partner had lied to her about his medical condition and protection methods. He had already cut off contact with her. I asked if she knew and whether she had intended to infect me that day. She was silent for a few minutes before bursting into tears, begging me to forgive her, and claiming it was just a foolish thought made in panic and fear. I lost my temper, yelled at her, and kicked her out of the house. I told her we were done. I'm feeling so many emotions: heartbreak, anger. I don't even know what I feel anymore, but it's so painful. I was with her for 8 years, and I thought we would be together forever. My in-laws and our mutual friends have all sent me a bunch of messages telling me to forgive her, saying she knows she was wrong and has already faced the consequences. They say I should think about my son and how difficult it would be if I want to get custody of him. And they're right. I no longer have contact with any relatives or anyone I can rely on, so I feel very hopeless. What should I do? Can I forgive her after all this and start again? Edit. Sorry for not clarifying some details. In my old post, I couldn't fully remember what my sister-in-law yelled at me because I was in shock about my wife having an STD. I did bring that up with my wife during our conversation, and she admitted she lied to her family and told them I had cheated on her. In my opinion, no, don't take her back. She tried to intentionally infect you as well and probably lied to people why she left, and the fact your in-laws blocked you during that time, but unblocked you to say stay with her, is terrible. They weren't thinking about you or the baby, they were thinking about her and how she can save her marriage. Time to get a lawyer. This isn't something you can come back from. My guess, she tried to infect him so when he found out, she could claim he's the one that gave it to her. This is what I think too. Didn't her family already yell at him for giving her STDs? Which means she told her family she got it from him, or at least didn't correct their assumption, because she didn't want to admit that she was an idiot who didn't use proper caution and boned some guy she barely knew and obviously couldn't trust. She got had and didn't want to have to own up to it. Not the a-hole. Your worthless whore of a wife was sleeping around and willingly tried to infect you with an STD. She is a mentally ill psychopath and should not be allowed anywhere near children. Frankly, she should be facing charges for trying to expose you to STDs, but for Pete's sake, don't even think about getting back with her. Also, keep your child away from her family. They seem to be willing to become engaged in the facade and blame you for the STD exposure. Last update. So first of all, thank you to anyone who gave me good advice and kind words. I really appreciate the support. So, my wife and I are separating now. I'm currently hiring a part-time nanny to take care of my son while I'm at work, even though I've already cut back my work hours. I did find a lawyer to advise me about the divorce procedure and what I might lose after the divorce. He also said I need to collect more evidence that my wife really intended to infect me, though I think that will be quite hard because she doesn't want to talk about it anymore. The charges we considered, such as abandonment or adultery, don't seem to be working either. My wife has started visiting our son 4 times a week now. She's now acting like a good mother and is begging me to do couples therapy. Her treatment is complete, and she said she has closed the marriage from her side and is willing to set up a post-nup however I want if I give her a chance. Her family is still texting me about how miserable her days are without me and our child. I kind of ignore them. I haven't blocked them in case things break down. I want to have a record. That is my update. I'm still getting used to the lifestyle of just me and my child. I've agreed to attend marriage counseling with her this Saturday, though I don't think it will change anything. Her family is still texting about how her days are miserable without me and our child. F that in-laws. When sister-in-law thought he cheated, she treated him like crap. But now their precious sister or daughter got exposed. He must forgive and that he'd take her back? Nah, to hell with them. For me, the biggest problem was that she didn't support him when he had mental health issues. Talk to your divorce lawyer about her comments about the post-nup. If she's willing to do anything, get her to write out a list of all her transgressions she's admitting to clear the air. Intentionally trying to infect you should be high on the list. Then hand the list over to your divorce attorney. Or create the post-nup, but absolutely leave. She is a liar, selfish, and doesn't even care about her kid. It's just me. Last story. Update. Friend, 25 female, who once rejected me 25 male, now says she likes me, now that I have money. Original post. 3 years ago in university, I told one of my best friends that I was in love with her. After pouring my heart out, she told me that she likes tall guys. Being told that I wasn't tall enough hurt quite a lot, but she wasn't trying to be mean, just frank. 18 months ago, I started a company that expanded very quickly, and I now have over 30 employees. Obviously, being the owner of a company this size, I now have a lot more money. Anyway, over the years, we've stayed good friends. On Wednesday, 3 days ago, she told me that she has feelings for me and wants to be together. She kissed me. We have a lot of history, and I do still love her, so I told her that I would have to think about it. I know that it's easy to assume that she just wants to use me, but is it possible that she now has real feelings for me? Can money and power make a man more attractive? I'm still the same person as before. I haven't changed at all. Part of me suspects she wants my money, but at the same time, I love her so much, and we've been close friends for a long time. It's just the worst timing ever, because the money makes me question her motives. Now for the top advice before reading the update. There could be a huge change in someone from 22 to 25. I can't tell if she's a gold digger or not. Did you ask her what's changed? Why is she interested now? Has she ever appeared shallow? What do you like about her? No, I didn't ask her if anything's changed. From my end, everything is exactly the same. She dated a very rich guy a while back and she likes nice things, but not too different from anyone else. What do I like about her? Where do I start? She's beautiful and smart. We can talk about anything. She makes life bearable. We have the same sense of humor. Everything, really. Was the rich guy a nice person? Did he have any redeeming qualities, or was he just rich? Money was never a factor in deciding to date someone, but responsibility is. Same with being competent and ambitious. Running a business is sexy in my opinion. When I was in college, I was attracted to all of my TAs because they were smart and competent. But I'm an engineer and objectively a lot of these guys were disgusting and probably didn't shower regularly. Attraction is a weird thing. I would ask her what has changed. You could also date her and drop her if things don't work out. That's what dating is for. It's not a lifetime commitment. Was the rich guy a nice person? Did he have any redeeming qualities, or was he just rich? At the time, I was still trying to figure out how to be in love with her while just being friends, so I didn't want to know anything about the guy. So I'm not sure. You could also date her and drop her if things don't work out. That's what dating is for. It's not a lifetime commitment. I know, but if this doesn't work out, I still want to be friends. If dating doesn't work out, odds are that it won't end nicely. I would have major difficulty trusting the relationship. And the most important question I would ask is, will she have a good income herself? If she will be financially successful without you, then maybe she now sees you in a different light. And yeah, I could trust her. If she is/was a theater major working at Chili's, expecting to rely on you for financial support, then I would move on. Out of curiosity, what type of business is it? She majored in psychology, but doesn't want to go back to school to study, and hasn't really had a decent job since she graduated. She wanted to be a psychologist, but I don't think she has any idea now. That's one of the major reasons I question her. It's a software company. What other type of business actually turns a profit these days? You left out a lot of information in your post. That she recently lost her job, that you've lent her $2,000 to $3,000 and then told her not to worry about paying it back, that she's dated a rich guy before and seemed to enjoy the nicer things in life, but you dismiss this as normal behavior. It can be normal behavior for non-gold diggers too, but again, this needs the context of her character, of who she is without someone else's money. But you don't mention her character. Someone else pointed out that she is vulnerable right now and sees you as security. She may not be doing it intentionally or maliciously, but she is vulnerable and seeking security/stability. And she is completely aware that you are easy pickings for her, because you've been in love with her for years. The fact that you've been in love with her for years means that you're romantically vulnerable too, and you're seeking romantic security. She can smell this. Everyone in this thread can smell this. Unless you can provide evidence that shows her true character to be genuine, honest, and not self-serving, this is not a healthy foundation to start a healthy long-term relationship on. Now for the update. Since she told me she didn't want me many years ago, it's not like I've been lusting after her, but the feelings were still there. I know that everyone told me that it was a bad idea, but I had to try. I took everyone's advice and made sure that I didn't pay for anything that was extravagant or over the top. Anyway, last week we went on 2 dates. We did the whole dinner and a movie thing, and we also went to the museum. Earlier this week we went to a play, which sucked. Got some food, after which we had sex, which has been a long time coming. All was good. Great, actually. Yesterday, I went over to her house to bring her lunch. I knew she was home. I picked up some Chinese food and drove to her apartment. I have the spare key to her place, so I opened the door and went in, and see her banging some guy on the couch. We made eye contact. Then I just walked out. She called me like an hour later and told me that we weren't exclusive, and that if I didn't want her to be with other guys, that's fine, but I needed to tell her in advance. I told her to get screwed. I don't have time for BS like that. So that was fun. Honestly, OP, if you didn't try this, you probably would be thinking, what if, and regret not trying. I know it hurts, but now you know for sure. Yeah, I know. It just sucks because I thought we were in a really good place. You have money. Yes, you are in a good place. Cold girls don't give a damn. That's what I was trying to teach you. It will make you get a view of us that isn't good. It took me a long time to get rich guys I've dated to trust. Here's the thing. If you hadn't had the weird exclusive conversation, her sleeping with or dating other people is fair game. That tends to be how things work. That being said, since she was the one who expressed interest in you, I think you made the right call. If she was really invested in making this work, and it wasn't about the money, she wouldn't have been so keen on banging another guy. If she really wanted you, and since you've been friends for years, didn't need to do the whole getting to know you thing, she would have acted like it. My thoughts exactly. I personally have never done this, but I've had it done to me. Did you guys have a conversation about where you wanted it to go? Not specifically, but when she told me that she had feelings for me, she said, "I want us to be together." I thought that was pretty self-explanatory. Yeah, and if she meant it, she wouldn't be banging some other guy despite not having the exclusivity talk. Good for you for being level-headed about it. Glad you've had the chance to give it a try and then saw her true colors so you won't always be wondering what if.